Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, shimmering in the sun. Such a rare one, can't believe that you caught one. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at you caught me. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. If I were a rock, you would pick me up and say, that's a nice rock. Skippiest on the lake. Plop, 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 I'm the perfect shape. And if I were a sock, you would put me on and say, that's a nice sock. Happiest as a pair. I found you, now I'm not scared. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. How lucky are we? Of all the fish in the sea, you get to be you, and I get to be me. Just let 'em be me. We're as free as can be, to be the youest of you, and the meest of me. If I were a fish, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. If I were a fish, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. If I were a fish, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. If I were a fish, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Genuinely, I sing along to that song almost every single time now. But if I were a fish. All right, so we have art to do. It's a good song. It's a really good song. I think intro is the link for it too. Still, it's just, oh, love it. All right, so yeah, this is what we're working on. We're working on the queue a bit. I have this Ziffer piece that I still owe. Then I'm probably gonna work on a party art. That's the schedule for today. We got 3 hours, so target's 2 hours and 50 minutes. I don't know. Let's just dive in. So we want to make this here tail. That is a much smaller pen than I'm using right now. Ooh. So yeah. Yep. Yesterday I got Kitsuna to update a ref and like make a ref. I am a entity of change, an agent of change. That's the term I'm thinking of. Because apparently all the character went through a redesign and they hadn't made like a ref since then. So I kind of forced them to. So I now have like a quick and simple ref. So yep, I finished the Archipelago promo because of that. And very excited for stuffs. Yeah, and I had 2 people DM me about Archipelago details yesterday as well. So it's like, it's seeming more and more likely that we'll have a community Archipelago day. So that's really exciting. Yeah, I really want that to happen. Like, that more and more sounds more and more fun. It's like, the way I figure it would go is, you know, everyone who wants to sign on, like, make it very clear that, like, you don't have to be on at the same time as anyone else. Literally, no one in the game even has to communicate with anyone else. They just have to know how to set it up. And, like, remember to save their game before they exit out, because we had that happen in the offline thing, and that fucked up some stuff. In the household stuffs. And it's like, you know, don't have to socialize at all. So that will probably get a lot of people interested as well who want to engage but don't want to, like, you know, maybe like shy or don't want to feel like they have to do stuffs with others for it. Or even, you know, they're not sure if they can commit to like a full game in a day. It's like, no, it can take like 2 weeks. It can take 3 weeks. Fucking probably won't. Every time someone beats a game, we'll release all the checks they had, so everyone gets everything that game had. Anyways, yeah, it's like, you know, set that up, show people how to set it up as well. Then probably stream like the first day of it, like open call in the Discord for anyone who wants to join in for it. Should I make a channel for it? Like, just, I probably should, just so that way people kind of know what's going on or can say stuff or ask questions about it or whatever. Discord stream, you're part of it too? Ooh. Gosh, it's gonna be a good time. Like, the only thing, I do mean only thing, that would make me decide not to is if we get like less than 5 people who wants to participate in it. And I'll be honest, I have a tough time believing that's even going to happen, because Eve seems like they really want to do other games, so Eve would probably join in for it. Obviously, Tio, you want in. People who are DMing me probably are going to be joining in. I'm going to be joining in. I think we already have like 5 people already. So I just want to wait till after that stream, so that way like people have a chance to see what's going on before I make a big post about it and be like, hey, big things, join in, because people might see it and go, I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's at least 3 of us. You know, it's almost a foregone conclusion. Again, only reason I hold my breath is, like, if it's a really small group, then I won't make it this big community thing. I'll probably just, like, do a ping, be like, hey, who wants to meet up and just do this? Like, should I make... I should probably make a news post just saying that we're likely going to be doing a community thing. And people should check out the stream to see what's going on. Because imagine if after the stream I say, hey, we're doing a community thing, and people go, well, I didn't watch the stream. What is that? Right? Yeah, I probably should. Yeah. Here. While we're still in the early parts of the stream, I'm gonna be posting up this. Do we have a game ping? We do not have a game ping. Okay, whatever. Now, here's the thing that I'm considering. I want to have just like a channel for... I'm going to make that channel first, because again, we're going to be doing this anyways. So, new text channel, channel name, Archipelago. Create channel. It's in the game, sir. I'll put it like right underneath games. Why not? It's the new hot thing. Yep, it's synced to games. Good. All right. I actually want to update the Discord at some point. Just like give it a refresh. But that's a later project. I got enough shit on my hands right now, and it's serviceable. Oh, I'm on the fence. It should be an at here or at everyone. I'm gonna wait for that afterwards. Says you should wash your hands. No, because then all my ideas go down the drain. No. Jeez. Oh, it's a Wimpod! It's just a little guy. It's just a little guy. Alright, and let me go to the supported games list. That way people can see what games there are. Alright, I'm probably gonna make this an everyone ping. I'm just like reformatting this a little bit. If I can learn to type, please. 100% now. Yeah, kind of 2 pings in rapid order. I'm not a huge fan of, but oh well. And let me drop the archipelago link. All right. I'm back. I didn't really leave. I probably should have put up the BRB screen while I was doing that, but I'm a good streamer. All right, so yep, that post is made. Basically, it's just saying, hey, we're going to be doing this. Check out the stream tomorrow for just to see it run. Details on the community thing later. I love the implication that the randomizer could have too. I'm picturing someone beating a gym leader and they just give you a shotgun. Oh god. I think we actually had something kind of like that. Oh god, what was it? Like in the household session. I think actually, yeah, no, I think I beat a gym leader and they gave me the galaxy sword for Stardew Valley. Something like that. It's like, oh hey, you beat a gym leader. Here, commit crimes. But yeah, actually someone last night got me Rock Smash and Emerald, so I could basically traverse another third of the map. Like get another gym badge, which actually doesn't do anything because it's just another random check, but you know, get another gym badge, do some quest stuffs, progress the game a bit, right? I did all of the stuff I could do there in like an hour. So I'm like, oh boy, I'm really just waiting on someone to give me like X or Y item to progress. It's like I unlocked a third of the map and I went through the entire log of everything that I unlocked and I don't think any of, actually, hold on. I'm out. Oh wait, I can't check that right now because it doesn't highlight them on the web client. Dang it. Yeah, turns out the like, you know, little pop-up client you have on your side, whenever you get an item, it says, you know, player sent item to player, and in parentheses it says where that first player got it from. The item is highlighted a color that says if it is a item required to progress through the game, like required to beat the game, if it's just a generally helpful item, or if it's actually a trap, because some players can set traps in their session. Like Stardew players can have it so crows can attack their crops if someone pulls a trap, and it's like, oh, it's mean. And thankfully you set your own difficulty for that stuff, which is great. But oh my gosh. Yeah, not a single thing that I had unlocked was useful for anybody. Call that BK mode, because one famous runner, someone took so long to get anything that they could use to progress. They went to Burger King and back and still had time. That happened in our first game. Like I said, we've done 2 household games. One of them we had to stop because someone's game had some issues. And basically they lost a bunch of progress, and so it can't resend them the item, so they were hard locked out of beating the game. So we had to basically reset our session. In that session, I was waiting on the first like 5th of the game, like maybe 6th of the game. I was just in this beginning area I had pulled up a tracker and I got everything I physically could. And I was like, I'm just doing nothing. And Bish was in the same boat of like, yeah, I've done everything I can do. I'm waiting for everyone else to get us stuffs. And the other two were like, we're trying. And so I was like, I'm gonna get Culver's. Bish, you interested? He went, yeah, sure. So we both went, got food, came back, and I got one item that let me progress like another fifth of the game, and that's it. But yeah, also found out that Archipelago, when you're building your seed, has a setting for accessibility, which is set this number higher if you don't want to be stuck at the beginning of the game as much. Found that button. Yep. Yeah. That will be a thing that, you know, when players are setting up their seeds and such, and we're going through kind of the beginning things, I will be suggesting people who are new to it and really not certain how well they're going to do, especially if if it's a game they're not super confident in, or a game that doesn't have a tracker. A tracker helps a lot. Even if you suck ass at a game, a tracker does wonders. Anyways. Yeah, when doing the introduction stuffs, I will be suggesting players to set that accessibility up higher. So that way they don't feel like they're either one, not contributing because they're locked in an area, or two, they feel like they're not doing anything because they're locked in an area. It's like was it when we were setting up the game for tomorrow's stream, I was telling the other players, like, just set it for whatever you want. Like, it's was it like, here's about how long I want to last, but like, it's going to be weird anyways. There's no way to say, oh, it will be a 6-hour run because it's fucking randomized. So just set it for kind of whatever you're comfortable with. Add in the random things that you're comfortable with randomizing, and be careful of the Chow Garden. I had to give a specific warning about the Chow Garden because it genuinely can take like hours to get progress in that sometimes. Like any progress in that. And that's probably going to be a lot of what I'll be warning people in the community game of just, hey, less, like, if you're not certain, go with the easier option. It's, you know, hard enough to set it up, and I'm expecting a good few days of just helping people with setup. But that's just part of the game. Once it's set up once, it's thankfully really easy to understand later. Well, it looks like Ayat's already interested. They just put in the general chat. So, like, Tio, me, Ayat, Lily seems like they're totally in. Dusk, I only, like, the only thing I wouldn't be super certain with Lily is how much time they feel like they have. And kind of the same goes for Dusk, because I guess Dusk has a lot of time right now, but, you know. Do an attitude, does anything that or do? Easiest way to check is always see what the randomized options are and to see what it actually randomizes. It's very, very possible that it's like the things that it can randomize are not that interesting to you, or like, you know, whatever, right? You do so same things. I mean, is it like the only thing I question is I don't know if it's the same team that did the Doom port, so they might have actually prioritized other things. I mean, it probably is, honestly. If it's like, especially running the same engine, they probably went, hey, can we borrow that? Thanks, bud. We're gonna get another game added into the shit. Which I don't think a single person here, a single person in that community would be upset about. Actually, all the stuff is on GitHub, so they can just download the fucking source and just be like, hey, we're gonna add another game in too. This is not looking good. You know, both pages are the same sentence for unlocks? That's funny. Okay. Then yeah, that is gonna be a tough call, huh? Yeah. Thanks, Spicy, so much for 15 months. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you. Again, thank you so much for the support. That's a lot of freaking months. The sound spooked me just because of like how loud it was. So, today is Derg Day. Let's try and get some color down on this because I'm feeling pretty good about the line work. All right. We do bucket fill and close and fill. Let's see how this looks. Not great. Let's use the ice cream cone version. Much better. Now let's see how that is on the line work though. Like that might require, oh my god, that's actually almost fucking dead on. Let's go. Whenever you do the circular fill thing, it's almost certain that there's going to be a couple little spots that weren't filled in correctly. But like still, this saves me probably 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah, you know, I even did the tail right. Yeah, mostly right. Curves it has a couple more issues with, but that's completely fine. Yeah, it's really only like the inner side of aliasing is really what causes this tool any type of problems. It's crazy to think that there was a time when I would manually do these outlines. Like every single time, it was me just like drawing through the entire outline, just like, all right, nope, we do this part. And then we continue on and we do this next part. And that was that whole thing, then I bucket fill it in. It's like, learning your programs gets you so many ease of life and quality of life improvements. Super thin lines. This is like the big reason I don't like doing thin lines a lot is I don't have an easy way to fill them in, like fill in the flats. But like, gosh, thin lines get such a good visual, but it adds like maybe 2 to 3 times the amount of tedium to the artwork. Both having to clean up said lines, make sure the connections are good, and they're like all the follow-up stuffs is always more difficult. Okay, we're just going to be doing a bucket fill on the rock later. Let's just make sure that this is solid, so it doesn't end up grabbing a half aliased line along that spot. Like a half aliased pixel along the line, ruining that spot. Fucking word. Good enough. Work our way back up for leggy. Yeah, we put the little volley up this week. Howdy, howdy. And we got a Mankey. Look at that Mankey. It's just trying its best. I love volley. They're fun little species. I don't do much with them myself. But Feels made a little volley base, and I felt like using it. So we have that as an animation option. Just trying to see where this kind of connects over. You say Archipelago now? The channel's kicking off? Oh, is it? I should probably have this up. Oh yeah, people are seeing it. Yep. Oh, Time Splitters would have been so good, yeah. The Minecraft Pokemon Emerald Super Mario World Random Speed? Yeah, exactly, it is. I'm disappointed again, it's been amazing, yeah. So I'm saying why though? Oh, and Time Splitters and Doom thing. Yeah. 1 second. All right. Just want to remind people, just because there's like, I don't know how many games, like 20 games something supported, doesn't mean you can only have 20 players. And it doesn't actually change anyone else's experience because everyone randomizes their own thing and it's a different seed for everyone. So. Use that as I was getting, and Semper's being too nice about it. Sounds about right. And watch is buzzing me. All right, let's see what this message is. Awesome. The people doing my attic installation are open on Tuesday, so I told them yes, fucking get over here. So I'm actually gonna have a newly insulated attic. Probably, like, in all honesty, it might be one of the first times it's been reinsulated in like 30 years too. Because yeah, it is woefully inadequate right now. That was the wrong tool. Easy. Yay! Yep. Sorry, Archipelago stuff just makes me happy. Makes me happy that everyone is like so into this. Cause yeah, like when I first loaded this thing up, I was really tempted to do Hollow Knight, but I was like, I was worried I wouldn't be able to very well. Like, there's freaking Hollow Knight Emerald, obviously, is what I'm probably gonna be doing. Risk of Rain 2. I'm not a fan of Rogue Legacy, but like, you know, to each their own. I've never played Slay the Spire, but I really need to. I think someone actually bought it for me. I still haven't played it yet. It's like Stardew Valley would actually be really fun for a super big player chill one. It's like, this one is going to go for a while anyways, y'all. I'm just going to be chill and just play some Stardew Valley while everyone's doing Doom or whatever. Like, imagine you like you do the secret puzzle or whatever, you get like the super shotgun unlocked, and it's like you sense a golden hoe. There's so much good out of this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so this is the back of the wings. Yeah, okay. Let's do what we can. Ooh, that is not very visible. We are gonna do this in a very visible color and then come back. I don't like that color. There we go. That's an aggressively very visible color, isn't it? No, let's just do this, because then I can just use my bucket tool. Make friends with Haley's using a BFG. The opportunities are limitless. What I love is that inevitably someone is going to get a super broken item or weapon immediately. And then it's just going to be, all right, when you're done, you're making everyone else's lives easier. So finish. And like, what's really nice is if there's like I think Archipelago supports 30 people. Like they don't recommend more than that. I think they say they can go higher, but it's probably wise not to. But let's say, you have 30 people all together in the game. What ends up happening is when someone beats the game, they achieve their goal, which we're kind of doing on their local thing just to double check how that works. But when you complete your goal, we're going to be releasing them. So if, let's say you speed run Doom 2, you get through to the end and it takes you like, 3 hours or whatever, right? I say speed run in 3 hours. I don't know how accurate these terms are. But, and you didn't pick up any of the secrets, any of the hidden stuffs, none of the checks along the way. Sure, everyone's life was a little bit harder because you weren't like hitting those items as you go. But by the end of it, we just hit a button and every single item in your game gets released to everyone as though you picked it up. So that way, you're free to go. You don't have to go back and 100% the game. But everyone gets the bonus of that. So if there's a player who is like, they load up Dark Souls 3 and they're really struggling to beat a boss, well, another person just released their title, unlocking all their stuff, and now they have a key item letting them skip that boss, right? It's like it ends up supporting everyone when we have more players, because it's more likely that someone ends up getting out of a bad spot, even if the item that they need to progress is hidden behind someone else's endgame. If that player who has the item hidden behind their endgame gets something that helps them out, then it's faster for them to get released. Ergo, the first player can more easily get past their problem. It's like, I was just kind of saying that the more players, the better, because there's the release system. So it's just, if someone feels like they're stuck and struggling, it's possible for someone else to beat their game and basically give something to a player who's really struggling. Howdy, Flan. Overcooked 2. Yeah, Overcooked 2 was one that was interesting because they completely reworked the game. Like, from the ground up, it's almost entirely a different title. It, like, reminds me of when, they took Emerald and turned it into a roguelike. It's like, how can we make this not what it is currently? And it's just so freaking weird to see it. Yep, howdy Flame. Yeah, we're just talking about Archipelago on the server stuffs. Yeah, as Empress says, like, this won't be a thing set up anytime. Like, this won't be set up like today or anything. But good to let people kind of see what's going on, get an idea of what games they might want to play, read through the info on how to set it up. Like, I am not looking forward to sorry, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to having to help people do setup, because especially for, like, you know, anything that uses a Game Boy emulator, that's kind of a pain. It's like it's kind of dependent on, like, making sure the file's in the right spot. You do kind of the correct order operations when you're initially setting up. You have the right settings turned on in your emulator. Like, when we're setting up the stuffs for the household, it was genuinely over an hour just trying to help Bish get Battle Network, like, hooked into our server correctly. It's like, I'm not looking forward to that, but thankfully I've done this enough times that I can just have someone screen share and be like, that over there, try that, fix that, connect using that button. That's the wrong launcher. It's like, I've done at least a bit of tech support for this stuff. Even if you guys are going, I'm not at work. Yep, there's gonna be some explanation for people, but I'm here for it. Seeing what people are saying over in the server. Yeah, and you know, nice thing with the randomizer is you really do get to pick your poison in a lot of ways. It's like, for the massive player one, I'm probably going to make Emerald really difficult for me. Like, every single option to make my life harder. Because, you know, I've kind of... It takes me like an hour to progress through a third of the map. And while it would be great to have, like, you know, be done, release for everyone else so they can get some stuffs out of it, I also kind of want to participate in a community-wide archipelago. It's the Bazar. Well, no, I'm not drawing that art. Chill out. But yep, howdy Dusk. Hope you're feeling a little bit better today than you did yesterday. We're talking archipelago on the server. I'm certain you probably saw the ping. But I figured tomorrow is going to be a stream to see what Archipelago is, so I want to get people aware of it, aware of doing a game in it, so they have a chance to check it out. Yeah, like, go through the games list. There's a lot. And we're even talking about, like, the more people in the, like, session. Yep. Hollow Knight's an interesting one. Like, when I first saw Hollow Knight, I wasn't just gonna try Hollow Knight. But, you know, the more people involved, the easier it is for everyone. Because even, like, if someone is stuck, it's far more likely that other people will have their item for them, or will be able to help them out, or to complete the chain of events needed to help them out. So, and everyone gets to pick their poison. Almost every single game has an accessibility slider when you're setting up your seed. And everyone sets up their own seed too. So, like, you pick how random you want it and how, like, difficult the basically how difficult it is for the game to give you items to progress. Like, I really suspect that, like, if you set the accessibility slider to the hardest, it's like, congrats, you got HM01 cut from someone beating their final boss. And I'm just sitting here like, it's been 13 hours. All my Pokemon are level 100 off Wurmple. So yeah, it's like, even if there's a game that has a lot of skill check, like Hollow Knight, you know, some of those bosses are really difficult. If you have goals where you have, like, it might force you to try and fight the Radiant or whatever, it's like, oh shit. Like, what if that's something you're not confident being able to do at the time? Especially with the tools you have unlocked. It's like, you can just make it so Radiant isn't an option. I assume. I actually didn't look at Hollow Knight's exact options, but, you know, I can... Oh. Wurmple. I don't have the Wurmple over here. It'd be great, though. Oh, it's a Rhydon. Look at you. You don't get it. You already have one. No being greedy. Wings and frills back. So we don't see the back of the frills. Okay, so that's all for this one. So now we lock this layer and we turn it into this color. It's just ever so slightly different. W Wurmple? No, sadly. It would have been really funny if just using the Wurmple command triggers a Wurmple to spawn. Okay. Underwing and frills. So this is just the frills on the front, really. Because we don't see the underwings at all. Yep, next week will be an Archipelago day at some point in the week. Like, very likely next week. I can't say this with utmost certainty. Just because, like, I might take a couple, like, what is it? It's like, oh gosh, like, if we set it for a week from Sunday, so basically, like, you know, there's 1 week before the thing happens, so people have a week between seeing the stream and deciding to join it. That could, like, it is a week long enough for me to make sure everyone's able to play. And I'll have to, like, really screw that into people's heads of, like, you really should set this up as soon as possible to make sure you know how to play. Like, connect to a local server, or like, just connect to, like, a private server or something and make sure you can connect and you know how it works. Because I really want to go live with it running, not go live with 3 hours of tech support. Especially because, like, you know, let's say someone can't join for the Sunday stream of it, but they want to join in. They can generate their YAML file, which is the randomized file for their player, and send that over to me. So I have it and I can add it into the randomized game, into the server game. And then they can, like, join in when they want to. They don't have to be there for the day of. So it's like making sure everyone can join, because I will be, like, basically, I suppose what I'm going to do is when that stream goes live is the cutoff time. So make sure it works beforehand, because I can't do tech support just before stream or during. So that's probably going to be what it'll be. Howdy, Saluna. Hope you're well. The theme of today's stream is Archipelago. Have you heard of it? Have you seen the ping? It's the first big community event we've done in a while, so. Should I do that? Because second instruction, I learned visually. And it's always a little bit different per game. Actually, let me take a quick look at that one, because that's a game that I haven't looked at the setup for. I haven't looked at the setup for a lot of these, honestly, but Hollow Knight setup guides, setup guide, required software: download and unzip the Lumafly mod manager and a legal copy of Hollow Knight. Installing it using Lumafly, launch Lumafly, make sure it knows where Hollow Knight is, click install, launch game, you're all set. Oh yeah, no, that's the shortest instructions I've seen for any of these. That's so annoying. I figured that would be harder. It's literally install a mod manager and run the mod manager and click install. Once again, launch Lumafly, make sure it locates your Hollow Knight installation. Yep. And then click install on the Archipelago mod entry. And you definitely want the map mod. So yeah, it's unzip mod manager, sorry, download mod manager, unzip mod manager, launch mod manager, find where Hollow Knight is installed in the like mod manager installation, install Archipelago mod, install the map mod, launch Hollow Knight, done. Like, and it's set up. Like, it's gonna be what's the connection system? Or is that, oh god, it actually doesn't say how you connect. That's interesting. Oh no, never mind. Join the Archipelago game in Hollow Knight. Start the game after installing all necessary mods. Create a new save game. Select the Archipelago game mode. Enter the settings and then start. Holy shit. Yeah, that's literally the easiest one. The people working on Archipelago are really good at making this as dummy easy as possible. The only reason I struggled for as long as I did was because I was trying to use a beta version of Archipelago and a not like fully officially implemented game when I was setting up initially. But now my game is officially implemented, so it's even easier to do. Like, if I was willing to spend more time with everyone to make sure stuff's worked, I would drop the link to the secret list, like the secret menu of all the games that are in development and all the ones that have a public release, which means they work enough that they're comfortable with posting it, but it's not fully solidified enough to put officially into the Archipelago launcher. Like, that's it. Like, that's, like, I could drop that in there, but all those tend to have like at least one step of weirdness. The games list is linked at the top of the Archipelago channel. I'm actually gonna pin that real quick. Or no, that's not the games list, but that is, I'm gonna edit this to also include the games list, just because that's important. All right, added that to the, and now I'm just gonna pin this just so people can see like that. So yeah, you can check out that link when you want and see what games are in. I don't believe Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is in it, although I'm gonna check that secret list real quick. The secret menu. Like, again, I'm not, I don't want anyone using the secret menu for our community game. I'm just checking it to see what games are like in development at all. AP World. The only one with an AP World is Pokemon Crystal. I don't see any of those. Oh, wait, no. That was just the AP World. Work in progress. It's not in work in progress. Is it in the... Okay, apparently in proposed, which means no one has started it yet, but it's on the list that they looked at. There's Black and White, Pokemon. Oh my god, they have the Game Boy Color game. The Pokemon card game for the Game Boy Color on here, which is funny. Coliseum, Fire Red, Heart Gold. Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is in the proposed list. There is actually no info on that at all. It's just proposed. So it probably wouldn't be available for a while. But I know that there are randomizers for that. So it would be an easier one to implement compared to some of the other proposed ones. But it just requires, you know, some people with a lot of time and dedication to try and get that thing fully implemented in. So, and because I think there are no items that restrict you in that game, only story. You would be surprised. And also, they don't just randomize items. Some of the settings actually do randomize, like story beats. Like, what is it? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of a good example. I forget which game it is, but in essence, it's like, congrats, the game now thinks you've like beaten this person in the story, right? So now you can like progress through this doorway because they don't let you by until you've beaten this person. It's like there are some games have story checks and it just straight up prevents you from progressing through story elements. It's that is probably why it's not proposed beyond that, just because it would probably take a bit of a different mindset. But I know that there's randomizers for it though. Now you got me curious. What's in the Mystery Dungeon randomizer? Because while we were me and Bish were waiting for Mecha and Shock to like finish their games or progress through their games, Bish actually loaded up a Mystery Dungeon randomizer and was playing that on the side. Okay, so this randomizer just randomizes the elements of the game. The randomizer randomizes all NPCs on the overworld with matching portraits and names. Additional portraits are downloaded from the Spite repository. All dungeon layouts, that's interesting. Pokemon moves, types, abilities, boss fights matching the NPCs and boss fight layouts, chapter names, location names, if wanted, all text in the game. Okay, so it doesn't randomize anything that's like story progression, it just randomizes the content in it. So yeah, that would be one that probably takes a bit of more work in order to implement than seeing what I'm seeing. But I'm not saying it's out of the question. I'm just saying don't expect it anytime soon. Claws, horns, and scales. Let's reduce area scaling by 1. There we go. I'll have to clean up some of these claws, and that's fine. Oh yeah, we can't see the bottom of the neck at all. Wow. I just realized that. Okay. I think, was there something else that I'm very clear with this? Oh, the frill on the end of the tail is the yellow color. So anyways, yeah. Like I was saying earlier as well, day 1 of the community archipelago game is going to be streamed. Like when that stream goes live is basically the cutoff time to send me YAML files and get the game together. Or like probably like an hour beforehand just to make sure. But either way. Yeah, because if someone messes up, I'm just going to have to release all their stuffs and they cannot participate. It's because you'd be asking every single person to regenerate their games. So, you know. Which is why download all your shit first. Test it. But yep, the first day will be streamed, and then everyone can just kind of do what they want with it from there. I just love that's like a non-committal one too. Like no one is literally forced to play. Stretch my back a bit. Yeah, no one is forced to play, and if they want out, then it's just, all right, you're out. You can leave. It'd be a little bit sad if a bunch of people join in, then like day one, like 5 of them leave or something. But I mean, nothing can be done. They want out. They want out. Don't we let them leave? All right, I want a wild-looking, like a wild-looking Durg, I guess. Pokemons. I'm still torn if I want to do Emerald or Stardew Valley for the giant community one. Probably just do Emerald, just so I can stream it easier. Congrats, Dusk, on your Araquanid. And gotta curve this eye outwards just a little bit. Everyone's catching 6-legged spiders. Oh, I always have 6-legged spiders. If that wouldn't make them spiders, what would they be then? Does they have to have 8 in order to be classified as spiders? Wasn't there a recent, like, kind of weird change to classifications? I believe, like, butterflies are considered arachnids now or something like that. It wasn't, like, a change to how they're classified. It was just a more precise, like, due to these reasons, this is going to be classified as... I don't know, something like that. It was some, like, oh gosh, this is gonna bug me. Hold on. Okay, so I'm wrong on that one. Butterflies are not arachnids. Okay, but like, a lot of the things I'm seeing here are not sites that I would trust to actually say so. So that's why I'm double checking. Okay, this one is a very low level explanation. I don't know. I can't do too much looking into it right now. Since they have arachnophobia. It would be funny. It would be very mean. Be very mean. But no, from early looking, it seems as though that one specifically is definitely not the case. I recall that something happened with some classifications. It's like it was a thing that wasn't super clearly defined, and so they recently were able to fully define it, and something really weird got grouped in, and everyone, well, I guess if this is the definition, it's kind of that type of deal. I don't even know when this was now I think about it, but it's just I found out about it recently, and I clearly remembered enough information on it to be relevant when I'm talking about it on a stream that's totally not recorded and posted to YouTube later where people can fact check me. Oh no. And let's use the bucket tool. Save me a little bit of efforts here. Well, that's an accidental out-of-body experience. You gotta love how I did that. So now it's like the color only shows up through it. And you start to look at that face. Anyways. Bye, Zephyr. I have no idea what color I'm going to be making this background or whatever, so I'm just kind of picking some general shades. And let's go with a bit more of a contrasty. Maybe something like that. Alright, I'm actually going to, because Aurora just said that they're into Trent, I should probably actually say as well. It can feel very complex for some titles. When is next Sunday? 13th. What? Hi, Lily! It's a really good rendition. It's by Kumu. Q-U-M-U. Kumu does fantastic, like, renditions. They're very faithful to the original, but give it, like, a lot of different punch a lot of the times. It's great.
Hype train.
Okay, we're gonna have to see if this crashes the thing, because I think I fixed it. But we're gonna find out if that crashes Sammy. But we started a hype train. Wait a second. He's gifting one. You both gifted a sub. That's really fucking funny. Yeah, that's insane. That's really silly. Oh, wait, you actually stole the Bit Boss? Hold on, wait, did you actually? Oh, yep, Lily stole it. Oh, that's so mean. All right, send me a ref when you can. Or just making sure this technique set up. Pinning this one as well. Alright. Yeah, fuck yeah, we got Bit Boss stuffs. We even got subs. Koda and Gamasa both got gifted a sub. Let's go. Alright, so we need to shade this a smidge. Set this to multiply. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do for this. We're actually gonna bucket fill the whole thing. We're gonna actually erase away what we want highlighted, because that makes a lot cooler of a view. Fuck yeah. We finish this thing here today, then, which very likely is, unless we get super distracted with Archipelago stuff, so I'm probably actually gonna work on that. Get these wings kind of set up, because the middle part, the membrane here, catches the light a lot stronger. And I'm kind of imagining it's a light directly above the character. That's where I'm picturing this is currently. Why? I don't know. Okay. Feels dramatic. That's the wrong color. 150. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, that's weird. very minor difference, and not literally not even important. Anyways, back to what we're working on. What's going on? Fowlin, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. My name is Zay. My name is Zay.
Zay, do a digital painting raffle, you bitch.
Wait, what? We didn't hit the pipe train level. Win, no, Win. That's not how that works, Win. Calm the fuck down, Win. Watching you, Win. Yeah, Win, that's not happening. Yeah, howdy, y'all. My name's Zay. I'm a digital illustrator, character designer. What were you up to? It must be true because Win said it. Win says a lot of things. Calm down.
A platypus? What's a platypus doing on stream? Zay saw the platypus!
My bot is very bot. Suppose so. Heard. Kingdom Hearts 2 Proud Mode run. I've never done anything in Kingdom Hearts 2. What is a Proud Mode? Like, can you give me the Spark Notes? I'm kind of curious. Hope you're having fun. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I feel like I had, like, a normal, like, statement or blurb or whatever. I don't know. Here's Discord link because Hentabo was in here to spam it in chat normally. Oh yeah. For anyone who just jumped in for the stream, like consider following if you kind of like art stuffs. If you like seeing really weird bot interactions, my bot is stupidly complex to a fault. And there's a lot of general stuffs happening here. We're actually going to be setting up a community archipelago game for next week. Like literally we basically started the discussion for that today in the Discord for anyone who's aware of archipelago. And for anyone who's not, it's very silly. Eternal Sus, yep, that tracks. Yeah, it tracks. Shoot. Oh yeah, for anyone who came over for the stream, like don't be afraid to like dip if you're tired, you know, after a long stream, a hype time, you know, a good stream and everything can leave everyone kind of tired. So I have no ill will if people, you know, decide to lurk for a bit. Feel free. I like literally, I'm just kind of working on a ode piece. So we're kind of shading it currently, making a normally very silly dirg into a ferocious one. Who's the client? Well, the Ziffer, look at that. My perfect timing strikes again. This is actually a piece that I owe them because they helped, actually significantly they helped with the development of a board game that I put together and put on the Steam Workshop for Tabletop Sim. It's like they helped do quite a few art assets. So I was like, here, owe you something. They want me to do this. Yep, Tio here is another person who helped out significantly with all the stuffs for that board game. We got like, you said Ziffim is the client? No, Ziffer. Boop. Close. That'd be very silly if it was somehow for Ziffim. Yeah, Ziffim poked me. I wanted a dragon. Ziffim wants dramatic dragon. Ziffim want dramatic dragon. Ziffim get dramatic dragon. Hello, hello. Congrats on your poodle. Okay, we don't want to go too fine with details quite yet because we still have to, like, you know, do all the general stuffs, but we're starting to pull out the colors again out of the shadows. Dang, Marcus has been yoink. The Polygon minigame is great. Made by Falonier for the Sammy bots. Camera very shaky today. I don't know why it's shakier today than more than normal, because like I'm just doing my normal motions, but I guess for some reason it's just deciding to go no. These motions equals a very shaky cam. Again, the only way I can fix it is by getting an entire tripod mount to attach it to the ground instead of my desk. And that's not exactly easy because it still needs to have something that can snake between my monitors here. So it's like camera stuff can be expensive sometimes. So we have to deal with it being a little shaky for a bit. Must be the earthquake. Yep. Yeah, I'm just having a localized earthquake in my office. That's why I'm very chill about it, because I know it's not very harmful. It's just wanting to check out the stream. Kind of catching the wingtips a bit. I like my dark dramatic shading. Give me dark dramatic shading. Yeah, it's a little too dark on this side, but... So I just have my Discord open because, like, we've been kind of going over the Archipelago stuff and someone just found out that Minecraft is on the list. It's like, oh yeah. Minecraft is brutal in the Archipelago because it randomizes what you can make. It's not items you have, it randomizes your recipes. So it's like you can't make like a furnace till someone sends you the recipe to make a furnace. So you might have to try and beat the game with like under-leveled, underpowered gear because you physically cannot do otherwise. So I really need to sit down and just read through all the games and how they like what they do, because I'm so curious to see how they made some of them function in a multi-world randomizer. I guess it kind of doesn't work so well for games that I don't know how they play, but I can guess. Right. And smoothing out some of the shapes that we have here, brightening up where necessary. We want to pull this brightness over just a little bit. This wing is largely pointing down, so it's not going to be hitting the light quite the same as the rest, but going into a randomized game blind, it would be kind of fun. Like, imagine you have a thing like this and it's like, all right, everyone pull a game out of the hat. And then like someone else generates the YAML file for your randomized settings. It's like basically someone puts in, you know, like Pokemon hears all the settings for it into the hat, and someone else has to draw it, so they might not even know how to play Pokemon. And it's like, here's your stuff, have fun. Probably have a rule where accessibility has to be set fairly kind, just so that, you know, if I drew Dark Souls 3, it's like, I've never played Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls 3 like one time in my life. It's like, I have a chance to at least do progress. We get nowhere if I got Pokemon. Yeah, I think it would probably, like, that, like, game mode would probably necessitate only games that have a tracker. Because, like, I can pull up the tracker I have for the Pokemon one. It hooks into the server, and it knows the logic. It doesn't know what items are actually where, but it tells you what items are accessible to you right now. And it tells the name of the item. So you can look up like, all right, where do I get TM43 on Route 104? And you can find a guide for where that item is and how to get to it. So it's like, okay, I have this and this and this. I know I can get to that. Got it. Okay. So it helps out significantly when you don't know where to go or what's going on. It's like, yeah, I actually installed the tracker for Emerald just to like confirm I got everything I could. And I actually found a lot of items that I was not aware in Emerald. I played that game hundreds of times and I did not know like a good handful of things that the tracker like revealed to me. It's like, holy shit. So yeah, for anyone listening to this and considering playing Archipelago, I genuinely suggest just seeing if the game you're looking at has a tracker. Yeah, Minecraft is a very creative one. You have to be very, very creative with how you do everything in that. Benefits if you know the game well, so you can kind of take advantage of what your tools are as best you can, but sometimes it's just there's nothing you can do. Trying to brighten this up a little bit more. Because we want to pull the focus down into the face here. So what we're doing is we're just kind of hitting it with a little bit of highlights, making it a little bit brighter than otherwise. Blending this in just so it's not quite so stark. I think Doom does. I know literally everything in it anyways. And like, honestly, I feel like you can probably classify all of the games on Archipelago to, is it a skill check game, a knowledge check game, or a luck check game? Like, are you good enough at the game to take advantage of what limited tools you have to beat the obstacles? Things like Dark Souls 3 is a great example of that one, where it's like, am I good enough to beat this guy doing this right now? Then there's knowledge checks, where it's like, I guess Pokemon would be a good example for that one, and Minecraft would be a good example for that one, where it's like, where can I go? What can I do with what I have? And like, what avenues does this unlock for me because I have this tool at this stage in the game? And then it's just luck check, like Stardew Valley. Like Stardew Valley, there's a lot of knowledge checks in Stardew Valley, but there's also a lot of, I could just try and fish up this thing right now, and that would complete a quest that will get a check, but that's like a 1% chance to find today. So I'm certain that there's a lot less luck in these games than otherwise, but it's some of them, it just really feels like you're rolling dice for some elements of it, more so than other games. What game will I be playing? I'll be playing Emerald for the community randomizer, Community Archipelago, but people can play any game that they want. Other people can play Emerald as well. I was kind of considering Stardew Valley, but I don't know. I feel like I want something that's a little bit more exciting, something that I know easier how to progress, and I can do that first stream day in pretty well. Because yeah, day one of the Archipelago community thing will be streamed. How many people? Currently? No idea. It's like the day one thing. When I say it's going to be streamed, it's not going to be like the multi-stream setup we normally do. It's probably going to be me in a group call with anyone who wants to join in the group call who's participating in the Archipelago. And they can, then we can just kind of all chat on what the hell we're doing and how this is going and like the chaos of it. But it can support up to 30 people. I don't think we're going to get that number. But, yeah, I can support up to 30 people. Yeah, it's still the earliest stages of this. Like, we still have to... after this stream, I'm probably going to be... Or after tomorrow's stream, I'm going to be doing more genuine work on getting the Community Archipelago thing set up and figured out. So, not even certain how many people are interested in participating yet. Who knows? Maybe it's like some people figure out a bit more info on and go, maybe not for me, and then just, not want to participate. That's fine. But I also want to give people plenty of time to notice the ping, see the stream, decide if they want to join in. It's a mask. I think this is literally like the first layer of shading I want to do on this, because I want to do a little bit of highlights, but I also want to do another layer of shadows where I really push the shadows in some of the spots here. Your mask! Congrats! Kind of bringing this in a bit. See, this is where, like, these fins can get a lot of detail added in. So we have to kind of imagine how they're bending and make sure the light kind of hits correctly. Yeah, see, like that little spot I just made darker. I want to use a different color on those spots, so that way when they're getting darker, it's also kind of shifting into a like a more, I don't know, it just makes it more, gives it more depth when you have the colors changing properly instead of just the saturation. Howdy, mask. Yeah, we can even add in just like little spots just to kind of show, oh yeah, there's scales. Actually, I have literally a scale brush for this. Hold on, how does this look? How's my scale brush work here? Actually, that kind of works. Hold on. Let's actually try this with a different kind of setting. This to add glow, but we reduce down the strength significantly. Not yellow. Maybe orange. Yeah, orange works out a lot better. This is the smallest scales. And I don't feel like it's going to quite work. It's like maybe when zoomed out it looks fine. It's like it would be something that's just like little touch-ups on some spots. But it's like if I push down too hard, then it just doesn't quite read correctly. I make the area too big. It's like freckles for a moment. Yeah, I kind of did. It's like when you go at it with a really soft hand, it looks fine. Again, I'm kind of seeing it more zoomed in than you guys are seeing it, just due to the nature of the stuffs. It's like, I'm not a huge fan of that exact look. Like, I think I'd probably be going at it with, just like some little dots like this. Actually, no, where is that one tool I have? You know, the one, you all know it, right? That one. Like, this is kind of getting the vibe that I want, but it's not really the right style. That actually will probably work really well, this tool. It's like, again, we're going to be doing it like this, but, so let's say, you know, we set this up like way more than needed, like in more areas than needed. And then we go at it with an erasing tool and we kind of just pull it back a bit. So it's only really showing kind of where it's more relevant. And then we can just go in with a couple of little spot highlights just to kind of pull out some little elements where it is far more prominent. And lets us kind of pull some attention around the shape. Oh, it's a Regigigas. I didn't even notice. Congrats on asking me Regigigas. Oh, it was a shiny Regigigas. Well, damn. Yeah, see, that to me looks like scales. That looks like we have the right amount of scalage on the form. It's like, that's working. So that's a mix of my tone scraping tool. Or sorry, no, glitter. That actually is using glitter. That uses glitter. That's body glitter. Wasn't expecting body glitter. But yeah, we're giving them some glitter. That's very funny. Put this color over here so I still have it. And let's get this background color back. And continue with our shading. Because we want like this claw to be visible because it's like, you know, this really ominous, dramatic thing. Out of body experience. Whoops. Move the shading off of the character and it looks like it just dragged their soul away. Yeah, it's like this claws like coming out of the shadows of the wing. It won't stop astral projecting today. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Gosh dang it. You push the shadows on the underside of these claws a little bit stronger. Alright, how much time we got? Hour and 10. We're probably going to be finishing this today then. And I want to fit that bit boss into. Oh, Mark! Thanks so much for the sub. Heck yeah. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, oh, well, there's been a lot of subs today, and I realized that I haven't streamed for a hot minute, so it's like a lot of the sub renewals are happening. Gotta get the bounce. Gotta get the bouncy Zay. So many wiggles. So many bounces. The emotes must run. Okay, this foot we want to kind of keep in shadow because it's not super important for the overall view that there is a foot here. Okay, so that's why we're going to darken it along the edge here, just to help highlight the face a little bit more. Just by virtue of contrast. I don't know, but saying like, you know, highlighting that more by virtue of contrast just gave me such vivid memories of high school art classes. Where it's like they tried to show us like, you know, like famous old portraits or whatever. And it's like, oh, you know, the lighting's from this direction. You can see that here, you know, and they shaded the background opposite. So that way, when you get to the dark part of the face on the other side of the light source, it's the light part of the background so that it will highlight that dark area and make it look darker instead of just going from dark into darker into darker and darker and just losing it entirely. And I was sitting here going, oh my god, there's actual logic to art stuffs? What the fuck? Because I was in high school, so I didn't know how to do very well yet. Anyways, now I'm just drawing dragons. That's the only thing I ever do. Oh, that need to be highlight, not shadow. Okay, so let's kind of do some of this rock then. again, we don't really care that the rock is here, honestly. It's just kind of a set piece. So we just kind of hit it with a bunch of different patterns, and then we'll just darken up some spots, lighten up some edges to it, call the rock done. All right, we darken out just below the claws. How's that look when zoomed out? It's almost there. It needs some little stuffs to it. Howdy, Bleaker. Today, well, at least right now, we're working on big old Durg and talking about Archipelago in the server. You've been caught up with the stream. Just kind of establishing some highlights. I'm not a fan of how that's looking over there, honestly. Honestly, I don't really like that the rock is getting these highlights at all. Like, it's too sharp of highlights. I think we're just gonna keep going at it with the shading tool. Just to kind of... because we don't want... like, the rock is really not super important here. We're just kind of establishing it as a shape that the character is leaning on. Or destroying, honestly. I haven't even recolored it, just realized it's still the default orange for the rest of Ziffer here. Oh, it's a dog this time. Well, seals are kind of like the dogs of the water. You know, if you think about it. I think that's probably correct. I'll take my credit. Everyone's already gonna have a seal. Just watch. I just thought of a possibly really interesting addition to the Pokemon minigame. Imagine if there's like a Pokemon Safari, like Redeem, where all it does is just increments one higher in the Pokedex number. So like the last time that the Safari was used, it was, you know, Bulbasaur, which is a 1. Then the next time it'll be an Ivysaur. Then it'll be a Venusaur. Then it'll be a Squirtle, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, then Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, and it just kind of works its way up through the entire dex. Because then it would just be a like, yeah, it'd just be like sucking on some chili dogs. Or even just like a mode where the next, like the Pokemons that spawn, so we're talking about Pokemon, not chili dogs, like a mode where it's like the ones that spawn aren't random. It's actually through dex order. So that way people can just like kind of know something's coming up. Because I just, you know, random thought here of like, oh, wow, it's a Gen 1 Pokemon and it seems like so many people have it. Wow, it's like so much Kanto representation. Then I realized that we don't have Kanto representation. There's nothing here that makes Kanto more likely than anything else. Lily in the Discord saying that they're thinking of doing Hollow Knight or Risk of Rain 2. You're gonna say a mode where you spawn the next Pokemon by sucking a chili dog? No. It'd be funny. It'd be funny if I thought fast enough. Yeah, trigger the chili dog redeem and summon a Pokemon. Oh, it's always Alchemy. What the fuck? Or Milcery. Fuck. Actually, before I go and do this, what I'm going to do, let's actually make a clipping mask and link it. And I'm just going to kind of draw on the clipping mask instead. That way I can adjust these highlights later on. It's always Arcanine! Just keep summoning us a freaking Arcanine. It's just begging for the food, you know? Ooh, that's going to look so fucking good, though. Yeah, and the fact that we have this as 2 different layers means that I can now go at this with my erasing tool underneath and not destroy the shading, but it still does the same shading style, where that's not a lighter color put on top of the shadow. I just erased away the shadow color. That's just an erasing method. So this will let me still highlight things appropriately without making it too bright, because if it's too bright, then it starts to compete with the face, and I want the face to be relatively one of the brightest things here. So like I'm gonna go through here and we add kind of this stretch to the wings. Haven't even added in like those darker shadows, but it can wait because we're doing highlights right now. Darker shadows are still just like a maybe to even add in the first place, but this is gonna be such a nice touch. All right, see ya, Seal. See you later. Get it? Because I'm bad at jokes. Okay, we want some kind of more spikier things in here. Nope, trying to zoom out. All right, now over here, what we're going to be seeing is these lines, but we're probably not going to be doing too much, if any, of the highlight stuff. So we're going to be just kind of going over this with just the erasing of the basic shadows and adding in some shadow streaks. I can see a reflection of myself so much stronger in this. Because it's like really dark. Ah, yes, my propensity for really, really dark shadows is coming through again. I got inspired by Caravaggio. There you go, I can just blame classical sources. And that makes me classy instead. Oh, my second. Someone says Sonic Adventure 2. I have to warn them. Yeah. Okay. Now, it's Chow Garden. The Chow Garden literally takes hours to complete all the checks in it. So, like, you can disable them in the YAML file generation, but it's like, what is it? I've seen it where it's just, yeah, you know, it's something I can do between levels, and it's just like a nice chill thing that's not like, you know, constantly active Sonic game, and then it's like, no, it's gonna be your entire gameplay now. Devils, hello. What were you up to? Tell me about your day. It's been a hot minute, actually. If you're tired, don't be afraid to kind of like lurk or dip. Just saying, but it's been a minute. Second. Splatoon? Did you spoil kids? A second, it's... trying to think of a thing. All right, doing a turning back and look. Okay. Darn, I didn't even get to talk about the Archipelago stuff. It's like, oh, cool, somebody raided. Let's just talk about Archipelago. But I got distracted with Archipelago in the server. Just like a couple of more noticeable streaks in this. Oh god. Fallout 1 would be in... I have to check the secret list again. Is that even in development for that? Because that actually would be super, super silly. Alright, I'm on the proposed list. New Vegas is in proposed? Oh my god. Work in progress is Fallout. Nothing is in work in progress. I think actually work in progress includes... Yeah, it includes all the ones that are even fully implemented too. Damn though. You know, this is still, like, the Archipelago thing is still such an early thing. That there's going to be a lot of games that people want to have in here, but it's not yet. Lost work in progress list. Zay, please learn to type. So I just have the work in progress list up on the other screen. Fucking cookie clickers on there. Someone proposed No, that's in the work in progress. That's not just proposed. Someone actually fucking started that? Oh my god. I hope your day's doing well. My day is actually going pretty well. We're actually nearing done on a big old piece that's owed. Then and people are, you know, very interested in a Archipelago community session, which is super fucking hype. So yeah, no, I'm doing pretty well. Hope you're doing all right. It's iffy. So we're gonna everything to work. System manager may have said a GM meeting. I might have done 3 weeks of unpaid labor, which I'm pretty certain people can get dinged pretty fucking bad for that, by the way. So like, don't be afraid to raise a fuss about it, because, you know, what's it? It's like, if there was reason to believe that you should have been paid for the work done, and they just kind of like, oh, we forgot to do this one thing for it. It's like, yeah, but also small claims court then literally just tell me can force you to pay me. So you want to run that one by me again? It's like, yeah. That stuff can actually be taken very seriously, depending on the situation. Even for, like, even for small amounts. 3 weeks of work is not small amounts, but zoom out and see how that's looking. It's a little bit strong, honestly, over here. So let's kind of loosen up the amount of the streaks we have. And blur them in a little bit. Yeah, hopefully that gets resolved for you. The small claims court money because that shit's expensive. I think small claims court actually is significantly cheaper. Like a lot of the times, the small claims court, it's like, I think it's only even doable for prices under like $2,000 or something, like, or a very specific amount, if I recall correctly. And it's normally not too much to even bring someone there, and most of the time, it's not like a normal court case where it's like this huge drawn out thing. The vast majority of the times in small claims court, it's you show up in front of a judge, you present all the stuffs, and then basically they go, yeah, no, you fucking owe them. And then that's it. Like small claims court is actually very straightforward compared to most stuffs. It's not like full legal system. It's like legal system light because it's for light amounts. And it's nothing that hits people with major problems. It's stuff that hits them for like small amounts of money owed. Relatively small amounts of money owed. All right, so let's do some of this highlighting that I was really liking. I don't know, it's something to look into if they continue to be freaking jerks. Department of Labor can help with that. Unpaid wages, no jokes. Yep. Yeah, Department of Labor. Genuinely, if it's, yeah, actually, you don't have to go to small claims court. You can just contact the Department of Labor and tell them, yeah, so these people basically told me that I would be paid for this work. Here's the proof of that. And here's them saying, oh, we forgot. And it's been this long. Like, Department of Labor really gets after people for stuff like this. It's a golet. Ah, already got a golet. Stop being so good at stealing people's Pokemon. Ew, regret. But yeah, it looks like almost a foregone conclusion that we're going to be doing a community session in Archipelago about the community, and a lot of people are really interested in it. So I'm gonna have a lot of game to play. It's going to be great. Yeah, as well. Shock, did you know that in the work in progress section on Archipelago is fucking Cookie Clicker? People are actually working on freaking Cookie Clicker in Archipelago. What does it say is the actual, like, progress to that? Like, this is important. And upgrades, ascensions, and cookies. Oh wow, number of cookies is being a check is actually kind of interesting. Yeah, apparently I'm looking at it right now. Upgrades, ascensions, and cookies. So whenever you reset yourself, getting X number of cookies and getting certain upgrades through the game. So there's ways to beat it without even having to ascend by just doing upgrades. It's apparently in really early progress, like early stages. Mask, it is not too late at all. In the Archipelago channel over on the server, there's you can read just what everyone is kind of doing, but in there is also the links for the Archipelago stuffs. Like the soft cutoff is gonna be Sunday, not tomorrow Sunday, the 13th Sunday. Is that 13th? Double checking. Yeah, 13th. Or that's Saturday. Sunday's the 14th. I need to rechange that fucking message because I'm an idiot. Sunday the 14th. Like more details later on, but people like you have basically a week to try and set up the Archipelago stuff, figure out what game you want to do, like make sure you can run it and how it works, as well as ask any questions on, hey, this isn't working, can someone help with blank, I can't get this, I can't get X or Y thing to connect. Tons of time to try and figure things out, get problems solved. You have tons of time. Literally today is the first day that we say this is happening, so you got a week to solve any problems that might come up. Oh, I just realized it's also going to be kind of fun teaching people the vernacular. It's like, what the hell is a check in this context? Like, a lot of people will not know. This is a lot of people's first foray into even randomizers, let alone something as genuinely chaotic as this. So there's going to be a lot of terms. And then I don't think people are going to be looking on the site for all the information. They're going to be more focusing down on their own game just to help simplify their lives. So they won't be seeing the details on it for how to, like, what is a check? What is Archipelago? I don't think many people will. I don't know. I'll be surprised. I'll leave myself room to be surprised. I'll assume people won't know rather than assume people do know. All right, so I can go through and kind of highlight this thing a little bit better. We can highlight this thing a little bit better. Sorry for the shaky cam. Like I said, I don't know why it's shaking so much more today than it normally does. It's all my violent movements. This is an isolated earthquake in my office. So yeah, in our household session, I loaded up this morning and did every single thing I can in like an hour and a half maybe. Including finding the most terrifying Pokemon that could ever fucking exist. Not really, but something that is very terrifying though. I have a Kyogre with Sketch, so can learn every single move in the game now. Especially since all I have to do is just find a wild Pokemon with a move. And just go like, alright, wait till he uses it, use Sketch. Sweet, now I have like freaking insane damage potential on my Pokemon. Yeah, it's really great that I have this too, because my Kyogre couldn't learn Surf or Waterfall or Dive or... The only water move it could learn so far has been Water Pulse, which isn't like awful, but like there's literally like it's below average for damage in terms of all the water type attacks it could have. And it's so far been the only one it's been able to learn. So it's like, oh cool, this other one of mine can learn Surf. So I went to a double battle, used Surf, used Sketch. Now I have Surf on my Kyogre. So I have a legendary Pokemon with a proper stab move on it, and it's just sweeping everything. Its name is Kyle. My Kyogre's name is Kyle. Because it's Kyle Ogre. It's best friends with another member of my party, Luigia. The Lugia. You can tell it's a randomizer run by not caring much about the names. All right, so all we have to do now is just like some of the scale stuffs, a little bit of the background, and this piece is done. And I just realized I need to get this color back so I can actually work on the face. I'm bringing colors back. No. All right, then this uses glitter. Because that's just how I do. We do this kind of a bit too much everywhere. Where that has bright color on it. And then we're going to be going back over it and erasing this back down. I just realized I forgot to do any of the erasing over on the other wing. Whoops. Oh well. We'll get to that in a moment. All right, that's put a little bit on the foot here because this is supposed to be something that's pushing forwards in perspective. I just lost the color because I held down the I button slightly too long. So allow me one moment to get this color back. Flip that back to add glow, bring it back down to 13%, turn on clipping mask. There we go. That is why, hot art tip of the day, whenever you are working with any type of color for your shading stuffs, always put that color on the side so you can get it back later if it's a very important color like this. So we just want some like bigger scales basically just to kind of give a, not zoom in, zoom out, just to kind of give a sense of what this is. And we erase away around this stuff. All right, now let's get the erasing done over here. Then we just gotta do the background and then we're pretty much home free. Okay, about 30 minutes left in stream. Well, we're probably going to be finishing the bit boss, most likely. We want this membrane to kind of have this certain amount of like shine and skin to it, I guess is a good way of phrasing what I'm looking for. Because this is like a membrane that's like over the wing in this instance. Well, over the wing, it is the wing, but over the fingers. Well, that's looking a lot better than I expected going into this, gonna be honest with you. Let me actually try a little bit of that darker shadows thing I was talking about. Like darker shadows, but a different color. Just to help push back some coloration. You see I'm using a different color, so I'm just gonna real quick draw it out here. So if I need it back later, I can get it back. What is this? Oh, it's a cricketot. Well, respect to anyone who catches a cricketot. You know, it's a collections mod. We want to use this just to help push some shadows, which allows us to accentuate some highlights. Yeah, see, this is really easy just to push it all the way into basically black. Gives me these very contrasty colors. I don't quite want that strong. But yeah, that just helps push things back further, pulls things forwards more. This Kricketot is gonna be the bane of everyone's existence, apparently. Alright, let's give this rock some color. Kind of like this brown gray rock. It's the same blasphemous. Wow, this Kricketot really is just being a jerk. Look at this little bean, this creature, this pompous sphere, and no one can even. That's a Master Ball. You just Master Ball to Kricketot. You know what? You know what? You've earned that fucking Kricketot. That's your goddamn Kricketot now. Holy shit. You get one of those. That's your one. Fuck you, Kricketot. That is stunning. That is absolutely stunning. Confused, but you go. I mean, why not use your Master Ball on a Kricketot? It's like, fuck you, Kricketot. You could even set, oh gosh, you only have like 4 Pokemon. You can't even set a team yet. But when you have, I guess you can't use the team yet, but you can set your Kricketot to be on your team whenever you do battles. I think it's like, especially like PB1 space Kricketot, because I think that's how that works. Just like lead Kricketot. Let's go, Kricketot. All right. This is really... Oh, it is the same color as the rocks. It's just that it's not hit with all the shading, so it's really light by comparison. Well, if I want this color to be darker... Drag out this shading a bit. Also, should probably, you know, properly crop this before I spend so long shading a bunch of things that won't ever even be in the thing. Shadows directly underneath him, quite strong. Just trying to decide how I want some of the shadow shapes to be. One second. I should get Ash is asking for the list of all the game stuffs. Where is Alright, you know, I'm just gonna beam them it. Alright, I just DM'd them. Like, you know, having done similar stuffs like this in the past in various communities, if I dropped the link to the, like, the spreadsheet secret list thing, or secret menu is what I've been calling it, but yeah, the secret menu for what all games are in or proposed for Archipelago, that will confuse people into thinking that that's like a relevant thing. And that, like, oh, this game is on this list and it says it's got a thing. I'm like, yeah, but we're not doing it. No, down. It will happen. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it will happen. See, everyone wants to see the secret list of what, secret menu of what possible stuffs can be added in later. You know, let me know, but I'm not posting that into that channel. It's a little bit too dark. Alright, I do want to add just like, I guess best described as like a bit of gravel down here. See, that is way too bright. Are you? Yeah, we're just running the fully supported games. There's going to be a lot of people who, I guess fair to say, are not very tech savvy at all. And I really don't want to spend like, you know, 10 hours the next week trying to set up stuffs that literally will just be incompatible because they were never designed to be run together yet. So it's like, I'm not even sharing people the full thing. They're just getting, not sharing people the secret list. They're just getting the officially supported ones. Fully implemented or bust. Yeah, I'll send it your way. Now, and again, warning, this extended list is not just like here's all the games that are in it. It includes a list of proposed, which means someone brought it up as an option and they added it to the list. So if you want to see which ones are actually getting worked on, go to the work in progress section at the tab at the bottom. But even then, there's a lot of things that are in development and I don't know how long they will be. So, for what it's worth, AP Worlds, that tab is the, like, far more confident that it can run. So there are various levels of how much work it'll take to actually get them to run together, but, you know, if it's in the AP World tab, then it's far more likely to be usable, but not for this session. But yeah, that's what I've been referencing when I was like, oh, is that even a thing that's figured out? Let's check. I don't know why this thing's moving around so fucking much. I'm just seeing this. Yeah, when in the AP World list, if it says PR'd, that means it's in public release. If it's in public release, that means they are confident enough in it running that you don't have to ask one of the dev team members to get a version of it or something. Like, you don't have to jump through any hoops to set it up. It might still work. There's probably some bugs still, so don't use it for super important stuffs. But if it says PR'd, it should be doable. Again, not for this. And I also don't want to have to explain this to people too. You know, there are some really good games in there. Like, you know, Minecraft Dig. Oh my god. There's one on the list. It just is AP World only, so it's not like, you know, fully set up, but there's one. The game title is in larger fonts and bold. Ocarina of Time, but it's just the Master Quest Water Temple. Oh, that's so mean. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yep, Hat in Time is public release. That doesn't surprise me. There's so much just tech support for Hat in Time that them having that in public release already is, like, honestly, I'm surprised it's not like already been available, but you know, that very much belongs in this. All right, I want to call this thing done, but like the fucking hard edge down here is really bugging me. So we're just gonna put some shadow in. That'll help. Actually, that helps out so much. Like that to make this slightly purple instead. Just what kind of fits the shading on the character. They have password game, and yeah, like I don't fully know what AP World means. I'm just checking the thing. Oh no, AP World is actually super doable. Okay, yeah, no, AP World is what I had to do for Emerald the first time. Okay, I did not understand that one. Wow, so yeah, anything in AP World is actually very possible. Like, again, it's not in public release, which means there's a strong chance that it's not going to work fully well, but theoretically, like, we could have someone run the freaking password game. So has been at least proposed is hilarious. I don't know what that would entail, but I also don't know what Risk of Rain 2 would entail until I looked at it. So, and like it only makes sense after seeing it. All right. There's something about this that's slightly bugging me, so I'm going to have to add this in. Like it just has to happen, but it just gives off this energy. So I have to add a little bit of like, maybe not flame, but like just some type of like, clearly something is not going super well in the background vibe. This is an add glow layer too. That's actually not nearly as bright as it needs to be. Is that like opacity is low? Yeah, no. Funny mode normal? Yeah, no, that should be fine. Okay. Do I have something else that might work for this then? One second. I think I realize what might be happening for this. What is opacity? Yep, does have pen pressure on for it. Yep, that's what I want. Yep. No, that's getting the vibes that I want. I like that orange a lot more. Do some of that stuff. Slightly more pale. Because like this top part is just really empty. Oh, it's Doggo! It's Shield Dog! Yeah, shit! Too bad you don't have your Master Ball anymore! Ha! You used it on a fucking Cricketot! Here goes fucking Shield Dog, legendary Shield Dog! Oh, you got it anyways. Fucking, I'm giving you so much shit. And you just got it instantly. Thanks for proving me wrong. Wow, making me look like a fucking asshole on my own stream. I mean, it's kind of easy to do, honestly. But, you know, fuck you. Why you gotta be like this? Well. Michael Ziffer is like not a violent entity, but I'm just making them look so fucking menacing. Like, let's go. Anyways. Moving on from me being made a fool of on my own stream yet again. Doing all of these with kind of a random patternization. It's just a little bit of extra oomph to the image, like giving it a little bit of something else that it might have needed. All right. Yeah, I think this one's done. That actually adds so much more to it. Just that little bit of extra flame to it. And again, for context, where's the original ref? This is the Derg. And I just now noticed I'm missing something I do actually have to add in. We are not quite yet done. We're almost done. I keep spotting something that I'm missing, but this time it's actually really freaking important. It's the eyes. They're still flat. And the eyes need to shine. That is the lighter tone. We want darker tone. Like, this is so hugely important. Eyes need to be visible. What is this here? Okay, it's me accidentally putting down a color where I should not have. Got it. Yeah, like that. Just like that. All right, so now we go with the lighter color. And we kind of split the difference a little bit with the original tone. Let's switch this over to tablet pencil rather than my softer pencil, because we want like more proper hard lines for this. Still not like line work hard lines, but we just want some lines that have a little bit more shape to it rather than the really vague shapes we had to deal with before. Bring this up a little bit brighter even. Don't be afraid of hitting the edges too. Like, that eye is so much more menacing. Like, that's beautiful. That color match a little bit. It's actually a very rarely used trick that I do that I'm probably going to implement on this. Because it's really going to make this thing, like, next level. It's very, very minor, too. But sometimes it's the little tiny minor tricks that take, like, no time at all to do that make something insane. Put a little bit of kind of the water at the bottom. Little tiny bit of glare. So now we have this, right? But those eyes, they're really, like, I kind of just hid all that effort. So what we do is scary Derg. Yep, very. Very scary Derg. Now we erase away the shadows right on the eyes. Like literally just the colors of the eyes. Alright, what's this gonna be? It's a mind fu, look at that. You know, this makes the eyes so piercing. Yep, that is a very neat effect. And it's very easy to do, but it only works on these really dark, dramatic scenes. I did this for the Demon Win piece that turned into the shop for the Zay Zappa game. We have a minute left in stream. I'm gonna make the Bit Boss because I said I was going to this whole time. All right, Bit Boss, Bit Boss, Bit Boss. Should be ending stream, but I don't have an art stream tomorrow. So, okay, there's actually, I'm going to take a just my thing to say thing. One reason I've been very nervous about doing the art streams is that my hand had been aching a lot whenever I did art, like for over a month. And very strong argument that it was a lot of stress induced on that. But I didn't have like my normal glove for yesterday, so I put on this thing. This is like the older just compression glove. It's not the one that has the metal strap in it. And there's no pain whatsoever. And I spotted before that like something that's causing me a lot of aching is that my pinky was getting like pressed, like, you know, pressed against the surface while I was holding my pen. Yeah, I think the metal plate in there was forcing my hand in a position that wasn't comfortable to draw in. So, like, yeah, I might have been making myself worse for all those art streams for a while. It's just a guess. Again, it very likely could have been stress induced. Probably both. Probably neither. But, you know, feeling a lot better now except the little compression thing. All right. Hi, Sasha. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Yeah, what I'm saying is that there's like literally no pain right now. This is why I'm totally cool with doing a little bit longer to do a Bit Boss thing that I said I was going to do multiple times today. Got new clothes and tamales. Fuck yeah, new tamales. Replace the old tamales. You know, that's amazing. It's like, what is it? I haven't gone clothes shopping in a while, and I really need to. Because I'm spotting a lot of stuffs in my wardrobe. It just feels really kind of dull. Like, I have like a good few graphic tees that are really nice and pretty. But like, I don't know, a lot of my colors just don't fit the really bright colors that I want to kind of go for. Plus, I only have like 3 or 4 pairs of pants right now. So, you know, gotta actually have some options. Kind of establishing a shape here. Yes, actually, we were just literally like this whole stream has just been going over Archipelago. So, we're going over that, and then me drawing a single Durg. And then another Durg. It's been a Durg day. Giving them the split pupils this time. Just to kind of add to the vibe for this. We want a lot of sharp angles. So it's like we're kind of pointing out stuffs wherever we can. Removing curves where reasonable and doesn't intrude with character design too much. And put on the Gur face. Again, one of those cases of you want more sharp angles where you can. So yeah, Bit Boss. We're gonna add a bit more to this. Don't need much to it, I don't think. Put a couple layers of stuffs on the fluff with this kind of rough texture, so it kind of, you know, reads correctly. Hey, let's go get that. Oh, it's a Clefable. Okay. VGC staple Clefable. And, lock this layer. I'm gonna turn this thing into a quick rainbow. Looks kind of dopey as a rainbow like that, honestly. Maybe the pastel rainbow will work a little bit better. Yeah, the pastel rainbow works a little bit better. Switch out this background color to be much darker. And then we just add a little bit of a highlight. Just to kind of pull out the teeth and such. The shadows are both brighter and rainbow. But whatever, this is how we do for these things sometimes. All right. Bit Boss. All right, I'm going to post these to the server as soon as the stream is done. Just you know, gotta tune out the streams. This is what we did today. We did a single Dirk, only one Dirk. We've done no other Dirks today. Anyways, here's the other Dirk we did today. That genuinely looks so much more like threatening with that fire. Let's go. All right. What button was I gonna hit? Ending scene. That's the button I was gonna hit. Whoop. Oh, so Shock, you got 6 Pokemon. You can now set up a team and do the gym battles and such when I set those things up properly, so that way it doesn't take over the entire stream as it happens. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right, who's online and doing some stuffs? Scott's currently online doing Lethal Company. Oh, a second. Okay, Mythix is online. Gunny is online. Scott's online, all doing Lethal Company. Are they doing it together? They're not doing it together. Falonier's online. Wow, so many people are online right now. Oh my god. I know they're all streaming Lethal Company, but not together. They're all doing different, like, oh no, Gunny is part of the same session as Scott, I believe. Yeah, Gunny's there with Scott. Okay, here's what's gonna decide it. Who has less people in their party? Okay, Mythix has less people in their party. I know they're playing it together, but there's like 10 people in that game, and I'll be honest, Lethal Company with that many people is like impossible to follow. Like, it's really fun to play apparently, but I can't follow it, sadly. So we're gonna be throwing it over to Mythix. Rod. Okay, cool. Cool, my ability to type. All right. We're going to go over and raid Mythix. Y'all should probably know who Mythix is at this point, but if you don't, they're a fantastic artist and great friend of mine. And tomorrow we're actually doing a stream with them. Tomorrow they're going to be joining us for the Archipelago stuff. Speaking of Archipelago, for anyone who is interested and still kind of listening in from all our raids today, don't be afraid to jump on over to the Discord. We have a Archipelago channel now under the games category where we are going to be doing basically setting up a community-wide Archipelago game. There's a limit of 30 people, just like Archipelago, I believe is a limit of 30. I could even be wrong about that, I'll be honest, but I believe it is a limit of 30. But no, we're going to be getting it pretty much as many people as we can. I doubt we're going to hit that number. So if you've never heard it before, never done it before, genuinely go on over, check it out, take a look at stuffs. It is very approachable and very fun. A little difficult to set up on some games, but it should be fine. It should be fine. Anyways, go on over to Mythix's stream, spam them with all the fucking hearts, all the freaking raid stuffs that you can. Stay if you can, stay on in and lurk on and see what's going on. Follow them if you can. But if you can't, totally get you. But at the very least, go on over and raid them, make me look good. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. Good night, goodbye, farewell, love you all, see yous.